as if I didn't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would say yeah, you definitely know because you were there. Yeah, I was talking about karaoke night last week.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
We are officially live.
Where's I know where you're from, Rihanna, obviously. Where's everyone from?
Jersey.
What was that?
Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Okay. I'm in New York.
And I'm in Baltimore.
Baltimore? Oh, so all East Coast right now. Aside from
Except for Rihanna over there. She's out there on the West Coast living it up on the beach and stuff.
Hey.
everybody enjoy the nor'easter.
I was so upset because all we got was like a little dusting of snow. I was so mad.
Yeah.
I wanted a blizzard. Like I wanted to be off from work.
You want to come up here then?
Yes.
Yeah.
And all we got was like a little dropping, like a little like flakes, like that. It covered the sidewalk, but that's about it.
Really? How long did it last for?
Like it was like Friday night and Saturday.
Yeah.
We got a lot. I went into like Central Park too, just to like see it in the snow. It was pretty. But my apartment's been really cold. The heat, like they turn off the heat whenever the temperature gets below 20, pretty much. So like if it's like above 20, or especially if it's above 30, they're like, cool, we'll keep the heat on. But then it gets a little colder. They're like, nah, this is gonna cost us too much. That I'm on to landlords.
Right.
That's crazy.
Ah.
At work Friday, the building was cold. Like the classrooms were freezing. So we ended up letting all the kids go, but we had to stay, which was crazy. But the kids left. But anyway, let's get started.
Okay.
Welcome to the Forever Seven.
Hey.
Mike. Well, it was the brainchild of the lovely Rayanne. But we're glad to be. We're all glad to be a part of it. I know I am. I'm happy to be a part of it. And so we want to, share some poetry magic. Any form of poetry that we have, we would love to share it. The only thing is no hate speech. If there's hate speech, you will be asked to leave or you will be kicked out, no matter, regardless, of your intent. If it sounds angry or mean or hateful, you will be kicked out quickly as my fingers can move you. So, but let's have fun. Let us enjoy each other.
Yes.
And, let me see. Who would like to go first?
I'll do a poem. Or what I can remember of a poem.
Okay.
Feel like they all alive and it's me who dead inside if I could feel how I'm feeling. Feels like I'm walking on eggshells, inhale, waiting to exhale, but God won't let me leave because I still got truths to tell. It was hard for me to look death in her eyes and to tell her that I loved her back to back to back. And Jesus was like, oh, well, I'm only here because I still got truths to tell. Pity accompanies my soul like pennies to a wishing well, and still Jesus be like, oh, well. I couldn't give up sugar. Now I'm in the position of telling stories I don't even want to tell. I really do believe life be easier in hell. Walking around on empty, on full, because food is my fuel, and still Jesus be like, oh, well. Why they gotta leave just so I can rebuild? I'm sorry, I'm rebuilding over and over and over. It's a thin line between okay.
Woo! Yes.
Woo!
That was hot. I wish I could
Thank you.
remember stuff like that. I can never remember my work
I feel it.
by heart. So that's a gift.
Mhm. Could go next. Does
Oh yeah,
okay if there's some swear words? They're not like it's no hate words. Just
I got you.
all right. Okay. This one's about LA. Ooh, son of Judah, Buddha, drug abuser. I struggle for sobriety, propriety of abstinence, tugging on my conscience, obnoxious, noxious, like gas, break the glass, forward dash, move so fast for the steamboat up the Mississippi around trees and ropes. Let the 20s be the 60s, freedom rides and hope. Condemn the fire, condone the arsonist, pillage the poor, complain when we turn them into larcenous. All around is tilting palms and broken promises. All us tents on the road, mansions and hills, potheads in county, cocaine kids in colleges, and banditos in blue carry off hits and rock matching tats in their offices. Get away with it because shit, it's just politics.
Yeah.
Life must bust in the city of angel dust. Joey got a flat, don't trust ops and rats, knives and gats. Eastbound gold line wearing flats, nut busters on tracks, facts, who don't give a fuck about sideways hats, just a big ass to smother, a blunt to pass. Dead drop, drugged out on San Pedro Street. OD rolled out with the heat, 187 in the sheet, fold out neat like a lawn chair for the auto race. Grab a beer, that's a high speed chase. I might just jump on Donald Star, bounce to space, join the force to protect the place. So fuck the government, fuck the hate, fuck the government, fuck the hate, fuck the government, and fuck the hate. My spinach good, my Popeye better. Got a letter of rice and pack a punch like Pacquiao or Tyson, but I'm dodging hits like I'm Mayweather. Don't forget her, I'm a widow on the wall like Coretta. America, a giant game of helter skelter. We never been together. Who better than he, the lost son of lies, to split the seas, nation, and roof? While I rep the truth behind the booth, shout out to my dark passenger Dexter. Maybe get the Rona, won't wake up forever, but I recoup in my coupe, smoke with Snoop. Dreaming on dice I'd want to shoot. Fuck the government and fuck the hate. Fuck the government and fuck the hate. Fuck the government and fuck the hate. I'm sick and tired of the same shit. Traffic propaganda, bury truth in a news clip. Greedy, poor, and broke, rich. Turn refugees away, welcome in a slave ship. Must love suffering, fuck the glove, do the shoe fit? Auntie Faye taught me how to fight it. Bring together the city of angels, the bangers, the dreamers, and the homeless. Went against all my old shit. Like how to drink Patron, not Google Tuck Chrome. I'm rabid, hopping on my rabbits like a rabbit, like an addict. Now I'm stuck on 101, drinking, my mind sinking. Lord knows it's etched in stone, and I'm reading, blinking, winking, rubbing eyes, thinking, trying to survive in a days full of damn lies. Booby traps to my back, front, just landmines, mime shit, rhyme shit, hoping I can make a difference. Blood level high, maybe why I'm so inconsistent. Cognac dissonance, sipping on the stoop, pissing, blowing subtle kisses at witches. Tie a brick on me, bitches. Yeah, and these bitches down, hunting for a smiley face in the liquor I made drown. Maybe I'm next, and my fucking frown will be tugged by some fat fingers till they the other way around. Fuck the government and fuck the hate. Fuck the government and fuck the hate. Fuck the government and fuck the hate. Got sticks, fuck the government. I signed it with a covenant of love. Bitch, you dubbing it, subbing it. Not me, but I'm loving it. Truth is dispelled through the masses by the masters. Sprayed in air caused cancer. Dying Agent Orange, thick with the dumb shit. Got a license to kill, so he pulled it. Get the bully out the pulpit. Overdose, quit, lit fire to the abandoned villain, chilling in a lot of libation to the son of Satan, faded for the final waking. DA lying about Anthony McLean at blatant. blue and white with red stains with the meaning fading. If the paraphernalia in my brain was the only patient, the pariah in my soul wouldn't be so latent, like hidden figure faces in a NASA basement, tracking knowledge without accreditation, days slated. Circle the globe, acceleration, screw the spaceman. Our teacher talk about Freemasons faded. Fuck race, back to basics, jaded, cooking meth out the station, police raided. Distribute the goods allocation, ask for salvation, fuck it up and give a facelift to Hell's Angels Nation. And whether you blood YZ or aristocrat, call it Staples or crypto, bitch, snort cocaine, smoke barbiturates, run through pastures, watch the water drip, get your dog bacon wrapped to go vegan quick. We all fallen in the desert ship. This the drought, we all so stripped on this barren strip. Praise the pastor, we all actors, this the rapture, this ain't Jonestown, this the scandalous. It ain't all sunshines and surfboards, high speed chases, fires and caskets. It's dysfunction, it's the nation in the basin, it's Los Angeles.
Hey.
Woo! Wow. Yes.
Ooh.
That was hot. That was hot. Wow. 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 I'm officially speechless right now. Like, wow.
LA. Yo.
The rhythm is
LA.
Like Chanson says, I was hot.
yeah. Like, the rhythm and the substance in it was on point.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
you. Wow. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Wow, like that. Wow.
Nice.
Jerry, you have anything?
Did you call? Whoops. Did you just call me?
Yes.
I'm having problems with. I have like too many devices going at the same time here. I'm getting really annoyed. But okay. So I wrote this other parody piece. Just wrote it now, actually. So here it goes. Snot rag poem. Cold winter, frozen toes and nose, causing me to run after tissues, constantly, faucet leaky, rubbing the mess away. Clean faces not for long whenever I get around the breeze, releases more sneezing, comes in threes, never just one and done. People look at me like I'm crazy, or does she have COVID? This is the question. If I do, I won't give it to you. Be quarantined for 2 years. When all this gonna be done as I run for my next snot rag.
Yes. Do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got, you know me. I wrote this other one like yesterday. A little bit of a mess, so I'm trying and not mess it all up. When I say no, I mean no. When I say stop, I mean stop. When I say go, I mean go. When I say move, I mean move. Whatever I say, that's what I mean. Any other way spells trouble, unforeseen. In my world, girls that say no do not mean yes. Girls that say stop do not mean go. Girls that say move do not mean stay. It has always been that way. I've made my choices in life, which I regret, but even then I made my meaning clear. Boys and men, do you hear? This is where it gets a little messed up. If you refuse to listen, you risk losing the thing you hold most dear. So men and women, when you speak, do not be meek.
Wow. Wow.
And I have these poems that I wrote that are kind of all over the place in a disorganized mess, but I'm still like, I actually just signed the contract to write my first poetry book with Marissa for Red and Green Books.
All right.
I actually signed it. So I'm like a nervous wreck now because now I got to get all these like disorganized jumbles of ramblings of my mind together into some kind of thing that's cohesive and makes sense on paper. But like, here's another example. What would I do if I couldn't fail? If I couldn't fail, I would end racism. If I couldn't fail, I would invent a cure for COVID. If I couldn't fail, I would feed every hungry person in the world. If I couldn't fail, I would give money where it is needed. If I couldn't fail, I would bring peace to everyone. If I couldn't fail, I would stop the hate and bring back love to the world. If I could do anything, I would change faulty perceptions, fix whatever's broken. But not all feel this way, and perhaps I have impossible dreams. And maybe I haven't learned my lesson yet, not to dream so big.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
That was good.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I have these drawings that I want to somehow incorporate into the book, but I'm not sure how to get them in there. This is the one I don't know. Now that I have the background up, you're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. Can you see that?
The one with the,
It's the mouth and it says no.
yeah. I can see it. Can y'all see
That
it?
one, that one I wrote for that poem I read. When I say no, I mean no.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that was good. Wow. We have some multi-talented people up in here. John, north of Boston. How you doing,
Hi,
sir?
Shanson.
How you doing?
What are you up to?
Nothing right now.
No, I mean, what number?
I'm up to, I want to say 2320.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like a little Shakespeare?
Yeah, I'm yes, of course.
In Richard III, before he becomes Richard III, Richard Gloucester says, I torment myself to catch the English crown, and from that torment I will free myself, or hew my way out with a bloody axe. Why, I can smile and murder whilst I smile, and cry content to that which grieves my heart, and wet my cheeks with artificial tears, and frame my face to all occasions. I'll drown more sailors than the mermaid shall. I'll slay more gazers than the basilisk. I'll play the orator as well as Nestor, deceive more slyly than Ulysses could, and like a Sinon take another Troy. I can add colors to the chameleon, change shapes with Proteus for advantages, and set the murderous Machiavel to school. Can I do this and cannot get a crown? Tut! Were it further off, I'll pluck it down. I that have neither pity, love, nor fear. Indeed, 'tis true that Henry told me of, for I have often heard my mother say, I came into the world with my legs forward. Had I not reason, think ye, to make haste and seek their ruin that usurped our right? The midwife wondered, and the woman cried, Oh, Jesus bless us, he is born with teeth. And so I was, which plainly signified that I should snarl and fight and play the dog. Then since the heavens have shaped my body so, let hell make crooked my mind to answer it. I have no brother, I am like no brother, and this word love, which graybeards call divine, be resident in men like one another, and not in me. I am myself alone. Clarence, beware, thou keep'st me from the light. But I will sort a pitchy day for thee, for I will buzz abroad such prophecies that Edward shall be fearful of his life, and then, to purge his fear, I'll be thy death. King Henry and the prince his son are gone. Clarence, thy turn is next, and then the rest, counting myself but bad till I be best. Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that lured upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments. Our stern alarms changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front, and now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court an amorous looking glass, I that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, I that am curtailed of his fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them. Why I in this weak piping time of peace have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my shadow in the sun and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, by drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous, this day should Clarence closely be mewed up about a prophecy which says that G of Edward's heirs the murderer shall be. Dive thoughts down to my soul. Here Clarence comes. Go tread the path that thou shalt ne'er return, simple, plain Clarence. I do love thee so that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven, if heaven will take the present at our hands. I do the wrong and first begin to brawl. The secret missives that I set abroach, I lay unto the grievous charge of others. Terence, whom I indeed have laid in darkness, I do beweep to many simple Gauls, namely to Hastings, Derby, Buckingham, and say it is the queen and her allies that stir the king against the duke, my brother. Now they believe it, and withal wet me, to be revenged on Rivers Vaughan Gray. But then I sigh, and with a piece of scripture tell them that God bids us do good for evil. And thus I clothe my naked villainy with old odd ends stolen forth of Holy Writ, and seem a saint when most I play the devil. But soft, here come my executioners. So wrote
Woo!
William Shakespeare.
Yes. Good job, John. Somebody wrote in the chat as you were performing, do you write poetry? And I said he does.
Almost none, but on occasion. Nothing like you do, though.
I'm trying to get to your level.
Well, that's Shakespeare. That's not me.
Thank you, John. I appreciate
Thank you, Chanson.
Problem. Atlas, how you doing, sir?
Hi, Atlas.
Do you have anything to share with us? I'm sure you do. You always have some good gems, some good diamonds of, some good words to share. So,
Yeah, give me 1 second.
all right. Did you want me to come back to you, Atlas?
1 second. Give me like 15 seconds. Hold on.
Okay.
Hi. Yeah, it's been a while. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Okay.
Atlas.
3 simple words. I hardly ever start a conversation with How are you? I know it's seen as impolite or unconventional, but sadly, I've been conditioned to believe that no one really actually cares how I'm doing. It's become synonymous with hello and, oddly enough, goodbye. The deli counter clerk, the guy walking his dog, the salesperson at the store, they all ask, but none of them want a real answer or even provide enough time for me to give any response other than fine. I don't know about you, but what might get me to actually answer the question is if they ask me twice. Once, just to wake me up, and the second, to remind me that people actually still ask, how are you?
Mm.
I don't have an incredible answer to how you can find more joy, success, or love in your life, but I do believe that sometimes the right question is more effective than any answer in existence. I don't know about you, but I go days without my phone ringing, weeks without a knock at my door. And don't even ask me how long it's been since someone wrote me a handwritten letter. I'd settle for a pleasant and thoughtful email at this point. I honestly don't know what bothers me more. How often telemarketers call my phone, or how seldom my friends and family do. Regardless of the temperature outside, the world seems to have grown quite cold. Social distancing has expanded much further than 6 feet. It's hard to even engage in conversation these days because we focus far too much on our differences. How people vote, whether or not they get vaccinated, their religious beliefs, what news they believe, what channels they watch. So many of us have lost our faith in politicians, our faith in scientists, our faith in God.
Mm.
But we should not lose our faith in each other. We need to focus on the many things we have in common universally. We all need food, water, shelter, sleep. We get sad. We get lonely. We want to be loved. We want to feel like we matter. We seek to create memories and share those memories with others. But despite all of that, there are people starving with a fridge full of food because they hunger for purpose. They thirst for conversation. There are people who live in abundance. Their homes are filled, but they feel empty. There are people who feel completely alone in crowded rooms, just wanting someone, anyone, to look away from a screen and into their eyes. There are people in warm, cozy homes, frozen in place, trapped by fear and anxiety. There are people with beautiful voices who suffer in silence. So much to say, but no one willing to listen. I believe that so many of us want nothing more than for someone to just genuinely ask us, how are you? And then give us the time, the space, and the patience it takes for us to figure out how to answer a seemingly simple question after living so long in a world that has conditioned us to either say nothing or whatever we think the person wants to hear. I think, I feel, I believe that it is a matter of life and death. I know that 3 words can save someone's life, whether it's the person saying it or the person hearing it. I know it takes only a few minutes to save someone's life, because I know indisputably it only takes a few minutes for someone who feels alone, afraid, and unloved to take their life. I learned this lesson the worst
Mm.
way it can be taught when I lost my 26-year-old niece. Because everyone looked at her social media and the photos she posted and assumed she was perfectly fine.
Mm.
But no one called. No one knocked on her door. No one took the time to ask, "How are you?"
Mm.
And now, no one can. So I beg all of you, put your differences aside, because there is no point in being right if no one you love is left. So ask, "How are you?"
Mm.
Ask twice. Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, mental health is definitely important. So check on your strong friends, check on your strong family members, um, and just stay strong, stay spiritually in tune, and
Yes.
just um, you never know how somebody's feeling. So we need to be careful with how we speak to each other and stuff. And next time we ask, "How are you?" Just take the time out to listen. So thank you, Atlas, for that reminder, because sometimes we just use um, "How are you" as a placeholder to everything else. So thank you so much. I think I saw somebody else join the room.
Atlas, that
Lisa,
was profound and powerful, as you often are. Thank you.
Lisa Walker, how are you doing, ma'am?
Sorry, what was that at? I
I
heard you.
was asking you, how are you?
Oh, well, I'm happy to see you folks again. Haven't seen you in a while. Um, I was just thinking about that because it. I'm concerned about a friend who has no one to talk to, and I know she's lonely, but I don't know how to deal with that. I mean, I'm here. I always ask, "How are you? How are you?" Um, Sometimes people don't want to tell you. Maybe it's because they don't think you really want to know. You know, just one of those pleasantries. You talk and I, how have y'all been? It's been months. I'm sorry about your niece. It's awful.
Yeah, it happened in May, and oddly enough, I wrote a few pieces. Sorry to cut you off, but
And
it's
that's
like this
fine.
is a more intimate group, so it's more conversational, and I haven't seen you in a while either. Um, yeah, so I wrote, and Rayanne and John know this. I wrote a piece about how everybody's so sweet to children, but like not to the parents holding them and taking care of them, and not to ask just how the baby's doing, but to check in on the parents, because what good is the health of the child if the people who are their caretakers are falling apart? I wrote that piece in January of 2021, and I started sharing that piece until March. I wrote another piece about how important it is to have just like real genuine conversations rather than talking about things, talking to people to have a more personal. So you can understand, and people who've heard these pieces and know me know like it's even that much more traumatic because my niece died of a drug overdose and her 10-month-old baby was in the other room, and they found all these journals about how she felt like she lost herself, and she, she was a waitress and she was pretty, and so even when they got together for her whatever memorial or whatever, they were talking about, oh, she's so fun and she's always so happy and so smiley. And it's like, I don't think you guys understand, like that's exactly the problem, is like you have this image of her in one way and it was a performance and it was exhausting and it killed her. And so I there's a lot of horrible things about COVID, but I think that what it's done in a meaningful way for people who are present to it is like the facade, like the performance and the show that people would put on. A lot of people, they're just like, I mean, you see people going grocery shopping in like their PJs, girls with no makeup, no bra. They're just like, oh, whatever. I don't care anymore about any of that stuff. Like, this is me. So in that regard, like it's great because people are more transparent. They're more genuine. But it was really hard for me. And I know you said it's been months since you've been out here, but Rayanne's so sweet. She reaches out to me pretty much every week. And it's been a long time, because when I would go on these mics and try and share a little bit, it was like what you were saying, like it's all very personal, but at the same time, it was also, there's so much cultural stuff and so much anger, and everyone's mad at they. But like we're all they. If you follow they far enough, like we're all they. So hating them means hating all of us and hating yourself. Anyway, it's just really nice to see a familiar face. And again, sorry to interject. It's just
No, that's fine.
no, I'm like keep reaching out, and it's to your friend. The irony of you saying I have a friend who doesn't have anyone to talk to. Like she's got you, he's got you. You know.
She does, but and that's the thing that makes it so hard. I'm struggling with that because I'm right here, but she's not willing to engage.
Mm.
So
My friends experienced this. It's like when they were like telling their family like, "Hey, I'd like to visit," and they're talking about like in a different state, and their family, parents, whatever, like, no, 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 don't come. It's too risky. Blah blah blah. But a few people were so bold that they were like, "I'm not going to ask for permission." It's so easy for people to reject you from afar, but then they showed up, and their family was so thrilled because again, it's like they're right there. Really, you're going to tell them no right there? So, I mean, my advice is if they're in a fairly close proximity, just knock on the door or something. Anyway,
yeah,
it's worth any and all options because people make very permanent decisions for very temporary problems.
well, I know. Um, I'm having a technical issue. I've got to log out. I'll be back. I'm
No,
sorry, but
Okay, there's no problem.
I'm having a hard time hearing.
Okay. All right. So while Lisa is getting situated, I will share something. Trying to find where I'm looking for, but here we are. Okay. Um, as you guys know, I'm trying to set a world record of most written haiku, and so I'm about 25% in. Um, my goal is 11,111, and I'm a little over 2,300 right now. So
2,300.
Yeah, I'm at 23. Yeah, I'm a little over 2,300 right now.
Oh my God.
But I've written some other stuff too. And let me see. I started December of
Mm,
2020. Um,
December.
yeah, I started December 2020. Not with that record in mind though. I just started, writing them because I just wanted to see if I could do it. Um, and Marissa challenged me to break the world record. I think the current world record is like 10,800 or something. And she was like, "Well, just make it all ones, make it 11,111." So that's the goal for right now. I may surpass that, um, but I want to share some poetry with you guys. Um, I believe it was Terry's ekphrastic poems. She had some artwork last week that she shared, and I wrote about COVID. So I said, COVID covered us, uncertainty penetrated us like a blown balloon. It popped our fragile psyches. Pills are being popped, tears are shed, no life matters. Um, and she also had a picture of two hands, um, and it seemed like a husband and a wife, but I saw one of them with a wedding ring. So I said it was a haiku. I said, "I'll go where you go. When your hand is in my hand, love becomes my all." Um, Let me see. And then I'll read another poem that I wrote. Love, physical, divine, heaven meets earth. Nothing is more sacred. It's silver in the stars and gold in the morning sun. I'm unworthy to hold it, too expensive for me. Magical, most magical entity, so heavenly, love.
Yay.
And
Woo!
thanks. Let me see. I got one more. Is a haiku sonnet. Be intentional. Actively pursue with love. Possible mission. Possible mission. So be courageous. All begins and ends with you. Life or death spoken. Best gift is to be. So shit or get off the pot and do what you will. Self-presence is your divine DNA. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. Exhale. Thank you.
Woo!
Yes. Awesome. So we are supposed to have a feature tonight, but we've totally been vibing with each other. Alex, how are you feeling? You're our feature for the night.
I did not know. I'm sorry. I did not know.
Last week was interesting. So the communication was kind of
Yeah.
ah.
I mean, that was the thing that I did earlier was what I was gonna do for my feature.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah.
thanks.
But I got other stuff, of course, but yeah, of course I got other stuff, some that you've heard before, but some that I could try out. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think you should try it. We're looking forward to it.
All right. So this one short, I might make it longer. It's about It's about my friend. On the porch, a man stood. No. That's not a start. My homie was out late on Halloween. He said, "Let's get some drinks," and went to a party with his friends. They were masked up, smoking weed, forgetting all the memories of the wind, rustled leaves. On the porch, a man stood long, yellow jacket with a ski mask on, and boom, bow, some shots rang out. Ricky dropped his drink and turned around. He's sobered now. He grabbed his friends and ducked until bullets let up. 14 shot, 2 dead, just another headline. Who pulled it? Who died? Hell, who survived? How did it alter their minds? A week ago, Ricky started drinking again. He told me he was checking in for help. I haven't heard him since.
Woo.
So, and that was last week. So I've been desperately trying to contact him for the past week now. So I hope he's all right. So that was one I was just doing. Let's see. Okay. A woman on a train stares long in the eyes of a passing wall. Numbers change like days go by as the car empties, bodies fall. A dragon on her shirt breathes fire into souls of maskless men. Doused her hands in alcohol to protect her from their sins. A cough echoes through the bus past the vacant seats of dead. A homeless lad begs for change, his lips breathing steam. A schizophrenic man yells at chairs where no one has been. On the hollow subway, death comes quick as winter's wind.
Wow.
Let's see. Waiting long on a crowded bus, shoulders clash and tempers flare. A man eats up half the space. He's a blowfish with anger emitting air. You should die, you worthless whores. Take them hula hoops off your ears. Trying to get to his destination, it's probably best to leave. Late night skirmishes on the 55 often end with drops of blood. Bang, bang. There were 3 shots. He stares out the window with the Dre beats on, with a side eye that swivels to the scene. With no taste for confrontation and a book of poems he reads, he wipes his smeared glasses clean. He keeps his left cheek turned so he won't be burned and only see his lover's dream. The woman and the man meet up on the south side of town. The subway no longer running and the bus it was shut down. They enter a macabre diner with all the bloodied women, the soulless men, and the evil that they've seen. An angel had fallen from heaven. May I take your order? I'll get you anything you need. I'll get you out this dying town and immune you will be. Sure, they said, what do you need? Just come and follow me. Will you? The two talked and pled. Please just give us time to breathe.
Ashe. Yes. The power to create change.
Yes.
Yes. Ashe.
So those are just some of the other new stuff I had, along with the one I shared in the beginning.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Thanks. Thank you.
That was awesome. Let's give it up for Alex. Woo!
Yes.
I'm ready to hear some more.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm ready to hear some more.
So good.
All right. Let's see.
Yes.
Okay. I got This is short. I'm gonna maybe make it long. I don't know. Nah, no, it's too short. I know, like it's too incomplete. Like it's not there yet. All right. I thought about giving you my soul, babe. I did, and you can't tell. I tried to give you my all, babe. You said I didn't do well. I did wrong, and I know I hurt you bad. That don't mean we don't drive each other mad. It's a cyclone spinning in my goddamn head. I want you, but I know it's not right. It ain't right. I mean, all we do is fight. We never really talk, just jabbed in spite. In spite of it, we loved, and it wasn't right. My pockets melted like some polar ice. I scratched my hair, wondering when you'd hear how I was hurting. Seemed you didn't care. I overdrafted and overreacted, tried to manage but couldn't handle. You yelled, said I lied. You ran over and backed over my mantle. It got me mental. I think about it damn near every night. I swear I will wake the neighbors, shouting at walls and lights. I want you bad, but it ain't right.
Wow. That was heavy right there.
Thank you.
Do you have a book?
Just my notes, like in my like iPad and stuff, honestly. So like, yeah, just that really right now.
I say, please let me know when you publish, man, because like that was hot.
Thank you.
No problem.
Um,
You have anything else to share?
yeah, we'll do the one which was the first one I made, for something with Rihanna.
Okay.
When the river it tumbles and the wind whispers nothing and the orange leaves brown and crumble on grass, I stepped out my shadow, tortured like embers that burn from smokestacks where my ancestors passed. There's a rain in the desert as rare as tears left on eyelids. There's a chance that the sunrise will bring better days. I tug tight to my chest as my heart races like horses as I know and I watch all of them gaze. I might scream at the moonlight, break down and shiver, succumb to some tablets and smoke till I pass. I wish to cuddle in blankets as snow paints a skyline. I pace back and forth in the ramble and curse in my mask. Eyes are a drizzle, like fogs off the ocean. My stomach, it turns when I enter their halls. They comment and mention dab cigars in their whiskey, run back to red bricks and seldom I fall. Now hold up, let's change this real quick. Loud calls yelling, sounds in the distance, pot clatter, glass shattered, bullet missing inch, walking over the ground where Frank's throat got slit, gun trigger basement where my mama was taken. I think back and memories are relapses, but it ain't static, it just gets worse. I stare in a barrel, my chest aches, weight, my stomach hurts. I bag $30 of quarters, increase my heart rate for McDonald's and pizza. Hell, that still increases my heart rate to keep me from starving and acting in bad faith. Who knew a man's hunger will get him sent upstate? At least then I won't get no Facebook updates. Fist punching the door, knocking like cops do. Paranoid, almost jumped out the fire escape. Fight if I got to. Car pulled up, I ducked. Life flashed before the sound did. Hear life ring, I feel my torso before I open my eyelids. If I bleed, I wonder what the cost is. When he reached in his pocket, I hid my fist. I prepared for his blade. I tightened my wrist. He pulled out some cardboard. I laughed like, man, what the hell is this? But still, I can't sit with my back to a window without feeling anxious. All right, let's hit it. My mind messed up. I lose control every time a cold wind blows. My brain explodes. An engine revs. Heart jumps through holes. Beaten down, lost my soul. Can't seem to separate myself from those anxious dreams. Like, what is real? I question everything it seems I've ever seen. Sometimes I sit and ponder. My mind bakes up schemes. Do I grab the Prozac like mama, take Klonopin or smoke marijuana? Hell, lately I've been understanding what makes me tick and what makes a junkie stick. If the stress too real, a needle may help me split from reality. Grab the hot spoon. Real life too real. No need to quit. For now I ain't started. Just stare at my Narcan kit. Freeze the clip. I'm not talking bananas. Reminiscing on shorty smoking crack, drinking Modelo's, rocking red bandanas in a stairway with loose condoms and piss. Let's talk about this.
Wow.
Talk about this.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
beautiful.
Oh my.
Wow.
Wow.
I like the rhythm.
Yeah, that was.
Wow. What a journey. What a journey. Yeah, how did I meet Alex? I met Alex. Kira introduced me to Alex.
Yes.
And yes, if you check us out on social media, make sure you follow us on social media underneath the hashtag the forever S7 EVEN. Yeah, make sure you follow that hashtag. But yeah, Kira introduced me to Alex, and I asked Alex if he would be willing to do a collaboration that Chanson was helping me with. Shout out to Chanson for always being down for my very broad visions. But yeah, Kira introduced me to Alex, and Alex was willing to collaborate and do a video and speak about why he incorporates art into himself, really, into, or what, yeah, was that the question? Something like that. Yeah, but it was very dope. It's underneath our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. And yeah, thank you for coming tonight and for vibing with us. And yeah, stay encouraged and yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
I had one that got fairly far in too. It was sort of supposed to be like a recollection of like my entire life from when COVID started, basically. With like, so it's a little humorous. It's a little like kind of like folk see though. So it's a bit of a change from some of the other stuff.
Right.
But I could also share that if anyone wants.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Go ahead and share it.
All right. The sun was shining on a mid-March day. We drove for some supplies. A breeze it kissed my cheek as I waited in the line. Fed was yearning for a brand new start. Michelle was filling the gas. Raph was huffing all that smoke. I had medications in the stash. Following our way around that Costco line, anarchy is all we'd see. Where's the toilet paper? Is there enough for me? We started talking as much we could, filling up for months. Knew this was our last chance, so we had to buy a bunch. Michelle and Fed had existential dread after a lawyer at work fell ill. We joked, we laughed, but wondered if it would still kill. Silly us, we got out the car, saw that pickle jar spill. Fed kicked the glass to the side of the street. In a couple days, the city pushed daffodils. Until then, we painted inside. That's what my lovely planned for me. We sipped some wine in a smoked room as the breaths filled the air. We're in a tomb, I thought, and all I could do was fear. Things at night, but we were all still there. A day later, Michelle clocked out, developed a fever and cough. We expressed concern and counted all our. On Thursday, it caught me. Cuomo said flatten that curve. I locked myself in bed. This week, the week went by and my lungs felt dry. Michelle's pod died and a rat got in my bed. Raph got sick and Destiny too. Drew and Fed's eyes swelled. I went crazy talking to a raccoon and watching The Walking Dead. My baby, she worked real hard, saw the fridges fill up. The stress it was all too much. Took some anger out on me. I withdrew while I was ill, and I needed some immunity. The stores were closed, crack filled the halls, and they were dampened with pee. I got better about a month too late. Decided to find my way out west. Promised my lady I'd be back. I just needed to do what's best. I believed at the moment, but fate found destiny. We had a fling while the riot sparked. kissed as tears glass flew. We carried signs where I met Faye. Love, she moved me. Chaos descended upon the streets, and the police took up in arms, shooting shots and swinging batons, looting and doing wrong. Back east I went, where fireworks blew like bombs. Almost got shot on a warm Bronx night. Paranoia growing strong. I broke Givenchy's heart, wanted to make it right with a song. Almost escaped out the window, and I heard it knock too long. My heart, it started racing. I keep going back east to west. My job was tanking, and I couldn't tell what's best. I said to myself, the mountains call, because all the cities died. Perhaps that was part of me, but my brain, it was fried. My stomach ached and my muscles hurt still from that march. I keep on fighting with my girl, couldn't live with what I had done. And that I was gonna continue it, but I just lost it at that point. So it's like a rough draft. But so that
was hot. That was good. You got anything else?
I mean, I got a lot else, but I'd need to like take some time and look through.
Okay.
So.
All right. So it's cool if we go on to somebody else.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
What a vibe.
All right. Let's give it up for Alex. All right. Let me see. Lisa Walker. Are you ready?
That's a really good question. I don't know. You guys are like legit, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, I do write, but I write different kind of stuff. Let's see. Can I share my screen? Is that okay if I share my screen?
iPad.
Yes.
It's just disabled participant screen share.
Oh, I think. Oh, Rand just walked away, so I'll have to wait for her to get back to do that.
Somebody else want to go? Well,
can you enable the share screen for her, for Lisa?
yeah, let's see. I'll try it again. Still disabled. Again, would somebody else like to go until whoever has the power comes back?
How can I enable share screen?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, how can I enable share screen?
When you set up the meeting, when you go in, I've never had to set it up, but there's an option to allow participants to share screen, and you have to allow that. So.
Okay.
So if you go into your
Hey, chance on.
Um,
You said you want to know how to enable the screen for how to share, or you have to do
yeah,
the enable share screen.
the
have
host.
to share.
I'm using my phone, so
Yeah, the host disabled it. It says.
You go to chance on. Do you hear me?
yes.
Okay, so you go to share, and on the side it should say you're able to multiple shares. When you hit share, and then it should be able to click on it, and it should say multiple shares. I know that's how it works for me when I'm at work. Do you see it or no?
Hold on, is this good technology? Okay, hopefully that works.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
So we are looking for a feature. Black History Month. We're looking for a feature. Yeah, John was supposed to be the feature, but I think something came up. So, yeah, if anybody wants to be the feature, next, let me check the date. Oh, all right. Wait, are we looking for a feature?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I was,
February 7th.
oh, sorry, I was trying to figure out how to enable share screen because I can't do it from my end. I'm using my phone, so I can't figure out how to do it. If you need somebody to feature, if I mean I'll be open if you know, but I also am hosting a poetry games next week for Vocabulary, and I'll be featuring with The Word Is Right for Black History Month on the 17th, I believe. That's just a commercial, but yeah. Um, okay, what? Because I thought did Lisa leave? Okay. Um, does anybody else want to share? Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I have another piece.
Okay. Well, you go ahead, Atlas.
Okay. I don't know how you guys keep track of all your stuff. Mine's scattered everywhere. My notes are disorganized. What that makes sense because of the thoughts they come from. One moment. Borrowed opinion. Here we go. Does anyone have an opinion I can borrow? I used to have one of my own, but individual opinions have become so expensive these days. Last I checked, they were costing people their social media accounts, some of their friends, invitations to family members' dinners, and those are the less expensive opinions. I need only go online to check my emails, and I am bombarded by tons of articles about some people having opinions that cost them their job, their career, their freedom. And I can't afford to lose any of that, especially since I barely have any of that to lose. I've wasted so much money already. I went and got a fancy TV and all these streaming services, but every show I try to watch ends up getting canceled or having all the characters fired or changed because, well, opinions. I got this laptop, but I can't seem to use it for anything other than very short, safe, work-related communication. I pay for this phone, but I can't call and talk to anyone to voice my opinion or my feelings. I don't feel safe or comfortable communicating because apparently no one close to me feels close to me. I mean, sure, people are suffering from drug overdose, alcohol poisoning, and suicide from feeling as though they have no one to talk to and no safe space to be heard. But apparently, the more pressing matter is that some people are getting quite offended by what they choose to read, by what they choose to hear, by what they choose to watch. I mean, sure, every single person that has made a significant impact on the world we live in started their journey because they were offended and decided to do something positive about it. Every inspiring movie we've ever seen, every fascinating book you've ever read, every compelling speech we've ever heard, all of those are the lasting echo of someone who didn't like what they saw and worked to make something better. But building something takes way more time than having something removed or destroyed. Starting something requires a much greater investment than simply canceling something else that already exists, and borrowing someone else's opinion is much safer and cheaper than forming and expressing one of your own. I had my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own opinions, but I lost them somewhere along the way while meandering through life, trying my best to gain the acceptance and approval of everyone I came across. I somehow lost track of what mattered to me. I somehow have misplaced my identity. I was so busy stumbling, trying to keep up with everyone else, that I just dropped all the beliefs I had, everything I was holding on to. I lost myself and seemed to have developed an overwhelming sense of self-hatred. I wanted everyone to like me, so I just did and said whatever I thought would achieve that. I don't know if they like me, but I know I don't. I lost everything trying to gain nothing. Just trying to seek the love and acceptance of people who never really mattered. And now nothing left to do except, does anyone have an opinion I can borrow? One that works well amongst large groups and parties, something that tastes good even if it's regurgitated hundreds of times from one mouth to the next. Some sort of simple outfit that doesn't have any real patterns or colors or anything distinguishing whatsoever. Something simple, something neutral that says, I don't care unless you do. Does anyone have an opinion I can borrow? Thank you.
Wow,
Wow.
that was good.
Amazing.
Good job, Alex.
Amazing.
Relatable.
It was awesome.
Mhm.
I love this. I love sharing, pieces and hearing other people's work and all that stuff. It's like free. It's like free group therapy to me. Really cleansing. Um, does anyone else have anything to share?
I do.
Okay.
Hang on a second. I just wrote it. I'm like, close the book. So I was working on this other prompt, this mirror prompt from this workshop I was in with Ray Jane, or it was her Ray Jane Freaky Freestyle Friday, and she just threw out a prompt. So I mean, I didn't even read it in there. I just worked on it after I got out of there. So where the heck did I put it? Where'd it go? Where are you? Oh, here it is. Mirror, mirror, why do you constantly lie to me when you show me my reflection? You don't reveal the true natural beauty that stands for you. Only point out odd, wrinkled, sagging elderly. I try to squint to look more deeply to find my reality. I know that beauty lies beneath your shallow silver surface, your brutality. Despite, I still, oops, wait a minute. Despite you, I still know the truth of your superficiality. So that's a work in progress right there. And then I read the crazy one? I was in this other workshop called I'm Not Crazy. And so I'll read you that one. I am not crazy workshop. Sometimes I think I need to get off Zoom and go outside and have a snowball fight with my husband. But then I think I want to stay warm and maybe I can find a virtual snowball fight online. The other days when I have 3 rooms going on at once, I wonder, what the hell am I doing? My therapist and I both agree that my poetry is my therapy, but online Zoom rooms where a word or a silence can crush an ego or at least fuel imposter syndrome, perhaps a staycation away from the screen is called for. Have I done this? Yes, on occasions where I feel that I may be getting into this seeking approval to validate my self-worth behavior. When I just take a day off and say the words, I need some fresh air, I will get outside and feel better. So far, I've done this only a couple of times, once or twice on my birthday and other times when I start to feel emotionally drained. Hey, do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. Good job. Good job. Good job. I love it.
Thank you. I got to come up with some more material, man, because I got to come up with some stuff that people actually want to read and not just this stuff that's, working out my inner demons.
Well, I mean, that is the stuff that people want to read.
Do you think? I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
poetry.
I think they want to read about my dog. I think Violet's cuter than me, and I think she deserves a book of her own.
Well, I mean, I think that your poetry is good, just good as other people's. And I also feel like when you come up with that book, I think that should be very happy.
Well, as long as she gets some poems in there, I'm sure she'll be happy.
Yes.
What the heck does she know? She's a dog. She has no clue what's going on. She follows me around and waits for me to drop food on the floor. She has unconditional love for me. She doesn't care. Whatever scraps I throw her way, she's happy. As long as I keep her, healthy and alive. And warm. She's a heat monger, man. She won't leave the heater. Like she almost sits right on top of the darn thing. She's a pit bull mix and her hair's not real long, so I guess she's really not warm. And this house is drafty, so she has one of them thick sweaters, but I think she must get too hot at some point. Afraid she's going to be an actual roasted dog one day. My hot dog, Riley. That's the next poem right there.
All right, let me see. Let me see if I can find something here. Let's see if I can find something. Okay. Celestial conversations. Whenever you talk so sweetly, I imagine my lips gently whispering on top of yours. Celestial conversations. The other perfect definition of speaking in tongues. For while my tongue deliberates with yours, I discover a different reason to love. Before I met you, life was a meager existence. Now I know that your breath resuscitates me, your love sustains me, and your lips encourage me to breathe, to move, to live. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything as we close?
I got a short one.
Okay.
All right. We lose so much to save so little. First, they came for the bookstores, and I did not speak out because I was not much for books and saw reading as a dull undertaking. Then they came for the toy stores, and I did not speak out because I did not play or have children and had already allowed my inner child to die. Then they came for the art and hobby stores, and I did not speak out because I had already given up on finding or fostering my creative endeavors. Then they came for the music and movie stores, and I did not speak out because I was too busy downloading the content for free. Then they came for the restaurants, and I did not speak out. I just sat on my couch and ate microwaved food alone. Then they came for the health and nutrition stores, and I did not speak out because, honestly, I was too weak to put up a fight. Then they came for the home decor stores, and I did not speak out because no one I know bothers to leave their house to come to mine. Then they came for the brick and mortar stores, the mom and pop stores, and I did not speak out because I was home, anxiously waiting for my Amazon order to arrive at my door. Then they came for me, my job, my business. They came for my livelihood, my means of providing myself shelter, of coming up with the money I was just giving right back to them. It came for me. And there was no one left to speak for me. There was no way for me to share my voice with others, because by that point, they already controlled all communication. We lose so much to save so little. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Atlas. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. This has been awesome. This has been fun. I've definitely enjoyed it.
As did I. So I'm taking this art class right now, right? Are any of you guys in school?
Not right now.
Okay.
That's here.
I'm taking an art class right now. And I just wanted to show you guys some of the things that I've been drawing. And I'm not a good drawer. That's all right. So can any of you guys guess
Ooh,
what it
what's
is?
that?
It's a leaf.
Got it.
It was pretty. I figured it was a leaf the way it was shaped.
Does that have to go with something
And
you
then
wrote?
these are swatches. Washes. I'm washing clothes right now, by the way, too. But yeah.
That's
You
cool.
see?
Is that for a class or is that just for you to mess around with?
Yeah, it's for a class. I'm taking an art class right now.
I recognize the exercise. I've been on art school for most of my life.
It's dope.
Yes. So yeah, this class is very interesting. Again, I am not an artist. What I would suggest is y'all take a class in anything, like whatever. I'm 32 and I'm getting ready to get my associates, and it's taking me like a really long time, but that's okay. So like if there's anything that you're trying to take up or practice or any, like, just go ahead and like J. Rose says, keep growing. Yeah, we're doing a poetry slam. We're doing a poetry slam, or I'm sponsoring a poetry slam. So yeah, the Forever 7 is sponsoring a poetry slam with J. Rose. She's gonna be the host. So make sure y'all check her out if you haven't. She's on YouTube as well, and she has events on Eventbrite. So yeah, support the artists.
Definitely
Yeah.
will.
Amen.
So do we need to register for that on Eventbrite or?
We're still creating the flyer and things like that, but for sure, make sure you check her out on Eventbrite. J. Rose. Yeah.
Bless
Visit
you.
us online. Do Forever S7even's.com, and you can see all of our events on the calendar. Our YouTube, what is it that we're on right now? Zoom. Our Zoom link is pretty much always the same. So, excuse me. So, yeah, y'all stay encouraged and just remember that you have the power to create change, Yeah, literally. So, All right, it was good hanging out with y'all. Chance on, thank you for being the co-host.
Oh, no problem. It was a pleasure. I definitely enjoyed
Yes.
it. And I'm also
Thank you, Alex, for being the feature.
yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, everybody.
All right. Bye, y'all. Have a blessed week. All right.
Sorry. All right. So are we? Oh, the Eventbrite is the forever7.eventbrite.com to register for the events, and the website is the forever7.com. Oh, Ryan, we forgot to end the live. How do we cut this? How do we cut the live off?